How to build a pet love you. Encouraging a pet to love you the most quantity as you are keen on the pet involves building trust, dispersal time on and taking wonderful care of your pet. Even a pet that has superb hardship inside the past is galvanized to love you with patience and time. Make a good first impression, despite what your pet. Treat it well and treat it with respect. Your pet has feelings and responds to the tone of your voice, your communication and your emotional states. Talk to your pet in a very, very sweet, genuinely interested voice. Talk calmly. The calmness of your voice helps the animal to feel comfortable. Feed your pet properly. Perceive that foods are best for it and might guarantee its overall health and well-being. What diet would not it normally consume? What smart quality food area unit you ready to provide at intervals the budget you have? Make certain you are doing all your absolute best to induce quality food for your pet. Feed your pet often, once it's acceptable for the species. If you cannot be there on time, raise a dear friend or neighbor to feed the pet professional Renata. Do not provide your pet. Allow your pet time to manage to its new home. Notice but strange associate in nursing frightening it's to be aloof from a well-recognized place to associate degree unknown one. Speak reassuringly and kindly, and slowly introduce the pet to its new house, whether or not it's very totally different elements of a cage, the house or maybe outdoors. Frequently keep gift whenever a pet explores a current house, simply just in case it needs facilitate, gets afraid or look to bolt. Provide an appropriate space for sleeping. Most animals opt to sleep somewhere secure, where can vertical bar they'll be assured that nothing can mount them from behind and where they're going to not be broken on or inside the style of one thing. Build it comfortable for the pet, in line with the pet's specific needs. Ensure that point-of-day routines are established and unbroken too. If it is a crate, make certain you associate the crate with positive rewards, like treats, or kind words. Don't associate their spot with one thing unhealthy, variety of a visit. Give your pet rewards. Verify what treats are acceptable for your pet and use these meagerly but appropriately, to reward and generally to calm the pet. If it's acceptable, facilitate your pet to associate the treat with a word, therefore it's tuned into once it's near to be rewarded. Your tone of voice can sometimes facilitate too. Try bit your pet whereas feeding it treats. This helps your pet to associate you with treats and pleasure. Groom your pet. Do humans would like fleas? Why would animals would like them either? Make certain your animal gets bathed every once in a very, very whereas, like weekly roughly. Make certain the knots inside the pet's fur are sorted out, which they are feeling recent and clean. Keep the pet's home clean. Like grooming, pets want a clean and comfortable atmosphere and this could facilitate them to metallic element. Exercise the pet as acceptable. Supply the proper exercise gear for your pet and let it have the possibility to exercise often. Whether or not it's a fish or a dog, your pet should move to stay healthy. Give your pet countless attention. Pay time together with your pet and act with it. If it's a pet that will be touched, pat it or hug it. Play with the pet and groom it. Talk to your pet, whenever you are near to the pet. You will be ready to even see your pet as you're doing chores around the house. If you've a dog, walk it always and take it to the park often. Try reproof your pet whereas it chow or plays. Train your pet. Many pets is trained and, in some cases, employment is crucial for good behavior. You will teach your dog to roll over, your cat to return back once brought up as or your rabbit to shake paws. Caring for the health of a dog. Make sure you have got a decent, reliable veterinary surgeon. A decent thanks to select a vet is to envision if he or she answers your queries promptly and knowledgeably and to envision however they act together with your pet. You'll got to bring your dog for normal checkups, thus if your vet is simply too reserved up you'll need to seem for a brand new one. Be happy to alter veterinarians even when you are taking your dog to at least one. Remember, you ought to additionally understand of Associate Emergency Vet that is open 24 hours each day and on weekends. Get your dog immunized. Your veterinary surgeon can advise you on that diseases square measure common within the space so that diseases it's necessary to inject against. Typically, vaccinations square measure well kept up to now with regular booster injections, which can either be yearly or 3 yearly, reckoning on the unwellness. Most U.S. states need you to inject the dog against Lisa. Use regular parasite preventative treatments. It necessary to treat frequently with basic worming against roundworms. Precisely however usually depends on your pet's manner. An internal dog is at lower risk than a Canis familiaris of discovering worms, and this can influence your vet's recommendation concerning however usually to deworm. A coffee risk dog might solely would like a spherical worming treatment 2 or 3 times a year, whereas a high-risk dog might have monthly treatments. Also think about alternative risks like heartworm. Also use epizone preventative treatments and, if you reside in a very tick space, use a product that additionally kills ticks. Consider desexing your dog. This reduces the danger of bound health disorders, like duct gland cancer, if fixing performed before the 2nd season, and pyometra, pus within the womb, in females, and aggression and ductless gland unwellness within the male. It's additionally the accountable factor to try and do, because it reduces the matter of accidental breeding and pet population. Be aware that desexed dogs are literally at higher risk for a few health issues. For instance, your desexed dog is also at additional risk sure as shooting sorts of cancers and thyroid issues, still as viscous issues. Think about this fastidiously. Get pet insurance. If you struggle to satisfy the price of veterinary treatment, then remove a pet contract. In exchange for a monthly premium, if the pet is sick or disjointed, the underwriter can cow the bulk of the prices concerned up to a particular limit.